first topic. So you know what? Congratulations to Bad Boys Ride or Die. I didn't know what the numbers was. I was a little nervous with Will Smith. I was like, did people move on from the slap? Are people willing to forgive him? This is Will Smith's big tentpole franchise movie post-slap situation. So, a lot of us in the industry was on pins and needles. We was like, okay, are people here for it? Have people moved on? Well, apparently, like, the Black and Latino community did, because they showed up in droves. That's the same demographic that shows up for we did compare in the last show. I don't remember who did it. Bad Boys is very similar in the whole Fast and Furious type situation. Like it kind of got that vibe. And I'm an action movie guy, so I definitely want to see Bad Boys. I want to go to the movies to see it, but I haven't had time to, because I've been extremely busy for the past couple of days. I've been working these damn ICC cricket matches, and I'm having to get up at 4:30 in the morning to be in Long Island by 6:30. Child, it's been a mess. My sleep has been crazy all over the place. So tomorrow is the official last day of this game. Like, I've been surrounded by a lot of professional athletes, celebrities, diplomats, politicians, like who was at my job? Well, it was a bunch of people. We'll talk about that after the fact. But anyway, so I haven't had time to really go and see the movie, go to the movies, hang out, do any of the other stuff, because I've been extremely busy. So, Memorial Day weekend came and went, and the box office was a disaster. What movies came out? It was Furiosa came out during that weekend. Didn't really do well. But this film came out. And remember, I don't know if y'all knew this, but they had, at first, the Crow reboot. I was going to say remake boot. The Crow reboot with Bill Skarsgård was actually supposed to come out this past weekend. But when they decided to move Bad Boys Ride or Die into that weekend, they ended up switching it out and moving the Crow reboot to August, which was a smart move, because I really think if they would have left it there, it would have flopped. Quiet as it's kept, I think The Crow is going to flop any damn way. Like, I'm curious. I want to see what this movie is. I like FKA Twigs. I like Bill Skarsgård. I definitely want to check out this movie, but I have a feeling it's not going to do well at the box office, because a lot of people still have love for the original. I just think we need to open our minds to the different ideas and give things a chance. And then if it's shitty, we always got the old Brandon Lee movie to go back to and live for it. And there's that. But at least they gave it a go. We gave it a chance. If we like it, we like it. We don't, we don't. I just don't like canceling out stuff before I've given things a chance to and see what's going on before I critique it. But anyway, so the numbers came out, and they said that it had an impressive opening and has already grossed $100 million worldwide. Now, Bad Boys Ride or Die has exceeded expectations for Sony by racking in 56 million domestically on a global total of $104.6 million. Now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Bad Boys Ride or Die is arguably the first movie of the summer to make more than estimated in its opening weekend. For comparison, Bad Boys for Life, which is the title I said they should have named this one, because you could have put a number 4 in there. I know it's corny and low on the nose, but that's Hollywood. Y'all got to simplify shit to get people's butts in the seats. Hence why they're not calling, those Glass Onion movies, the name of the Daniel Craig character. They're calling the Glass Onion, whatever, because people are familiar with that name. See how I always do what's familiar. So the people, oh, I know what that is. So it says that so for comparison, it says Bad Boys for Life made 62 million domestically in January of 2020 before earning $426 million globally. It was one of the last films to be released before theaters were shut down due to the pandemic. So congratulations to them. It seems like a lot of people have moved on from the Oscar slap. I know me personally, I moved on for the Oscar slap. I felt like Will Smith paid his penance. He did what he did. It was wrong for him to go and start cussing at the Oscar, like you were showing your entire ass at the Oscar in front of all them uppity people, which you should be familiar with because you uppity just like them. But now you worked your behind off 25 some odd plus years of your career to get in that room with them people to be respected, and then you go and pull a dick move, in front of billions of people watching because you had to prove a point in front of your crazy ass emasculating ass wife Jada. And he paid the price for it, and rightfully so. He's been banned from the Oscars for 10 years. So far, he's done 2 out of the 10. He did a little bit of the bid. 2 years out of the 10 is already passed. So we got 8 more to go. And, he's apologized. He's gone on his little I'm sorry tour. But apparently, Stephen A. Smith don't think that's enough. Him and that receding ass hairline that go halfway to his head. I don't know how you walking around with that, child. Him and that forehead just be working by root canal nerve. But anyway, so it says the sports analyst says Will Smith owes the black community an explanation after the infamous Chris Rock slap. Now, shout out to High 97 for the story. He said, if you recall, Chris Rock, made a joke about Jada Pinkett and the bald head and said she looked like G.I. Jane and said that she was about to star in the sequel and talk about her bald head, but then all of a sudden they were talking about, oh, she got alopecia. Now we ain't know nothing about her having alopecia. Normally people with alopecia, don't y'all have like spots in your head? Jada always had a short damn hairdo, so how the hell people were supposed to know about her alopecia? We just thought that she just like walking. I mean, she has a nice shaped head, so we just thought she like walking around with no hair on her head because all throughout Jada's career, Jada's always kept her hair short. So Chris Rock made a joke, which is what comedians do. But of course, at the expense of another celebrity, Will Smith got mad, said, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth, which has become like this infamous line that everybody uses to reference other things. Then Will Smith gets up on the stage and you know what happened after that. So now, Stephen A. Smith, like he said on his show, he says, I'm not nearly as interested in seeing Will Smith in the movies than I am in seeing him do an actual sit-down interview with somebody to explain why he did what he did. He says, I don't care if it's with blogs. I don't care if it's with Oprah because, it ain't going to be me, right? Well, clearly that it seemed like to me that that's what you wanted. You want the clout. You just want to go viral. That's what this feels like to me. But anyway, let me finish what he said. He said, he ain't going to sit down with me because some questions are going to get asked, but I don't care who it's with. You got to provide an explanation as to why that happened. It can't be that you went to therapy and you learned the error of your ways, or you addressed some of the demons that were plaguing you mentally and emotionally and spiritually. That's not good enough. And even though we weren't the ones that were slapped literally, ladies and gentlemen, figuratively, the black community was slapped. He continued by saying, we know you wouldn't have smacked Ricky Gervais, Bill Maher, Bill Burr. Well, somebody need to slap the shot at Bill Maher, his old raggedy ass, and the bullshit he be spreading propaganda about, Palestine and all that other mess that he be spreading. But anyway, so said a host of others. We know you wouldn't have done that. No apology necessary. I'm just saying a lot of folks ain't get over that. A lot of folks find it hard to just go to the movies to watch you. I'm one of those people, and I never missed a Will Smith movie. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Smith. I don't think you have the right to speak for the other Smith, and you don't have the right to speak for the entire black community. Because clearly a lot of the black community that you didn't speak for showed up to go see Will Smith in the theater. And I'm sure some white folks showed up too. If I was in the theater, I would have told y'all the demographic because my ass would have been looking. And I would have been assessing the room and I would have brought it back and I would have told y'all. The black community, the same demographic that goes to see movies like Fast and the Furious are the ones that go and support these films. And everybody was saying it was funny, but I heard from the critics that a lot of the jokes in the first half didn't land, but then the third act, like the second half of the film, or maybe within the third act, the joke started landing, everything went well, which means the script probably went through some rewrites along the way, and they realized there was some situations there they needed to fix. And then they said that there was some character development that could have used a little more development. So, but I'm gonna still see the movie. I don't know if I'll have the time to go see it during its run, but I'm going to try to get out to the theater and see it. But I also feel like, you know what? Yeah, Stephen, you do not have the right to speak on the entire black community. And also, I'm tired of, these uppity, bougie black folk like these Stephen A. Smiths that all of a sudden want to throw their fists up in the air like you, Sojourner Truth, or you, Angela Davis, or Martin Luther King, or whatever, because you want a damn moment. When we all know you don't care about us, you could give two shits in a flying fuck. I mean, you was the same one not so long ago that was making them comments about black people and Trump. So I'm not sitting up in here and taking any advice from you. Now all of a sudden you want to throw your hands up in the air and say, God with black power. Get the fuck off my line with that bullshit. Because I don't want to hear it. Because it just feels insincere and fake to me. And I'm tired of these uppity pundits like him who just want to jump on the situation because y'all want attention. So if Will needs to sit down and do an interview, he'll do it in his own time. And clearly he you want to be the one that he talks to. It's like, no, even if he wasn't sit down and talk to you, I wouldn't talk to you. I don't need him talking to you. I don't need him talking to Club Shay Shay. I don't need him talking to Oprah. I don't even need him talking to Black Jesus. I just need Will Smith to move on. We've all moved on. Chris Rock has moved on. Chris Rock has been in my job because, I work at the Garden. Chris Rock has been in my job plenty of times during the Knick playoffs, and he's been sitting, courtside watching the game with his white comic friends, so he is fine with everything. And the audience, when he shows up on the jumbotron, they was applauding. So clearly, we've all moved on. I just am sick of the Matrix and the Hollywood bubble. The Matrix being that the non-real world of people who come in and they want to act like y'all speak for the entire community. But I'm like, I live outside in the real world dealing with real people in these situations, and they've all moved on. A lot of them don't care. Now, I'm sure there are people that are still upset over this whole Will Smith situation, and rightfully so. You have a right to your feelings or whatever, but I just feel like we need to move on from it. But also, I should point this out, that Stephen A. Smith did clarify his Will Smith comments, because every time when he gets dragged on social media, he wants to clarify. He said that he doesn't want the entire Black community to be judged by white America due to Will's previous actions. And here's the thing, I got that from what you said. And my thing is, I don't give a fuck what white America thinks. Reality being, white America is always going to have their opinions about Black people, whether you try to walk on eggshells, tiptoe, tap dance, do whatever. A lot of you coons out here that be doing your little tap dance for that white acceptance, y'all sit up here straight up looking like the fool on social media, in the entertainment world, corporate world, whatever. I'm not tap dancing for no damn body, unless I was classically trained to do so. On stage getting paid. So that's the only time you're going to see my ass up in there literally tap dancing like I'm Alfonso motherfucking Ribeiro. Speaking of Will Smith and people that he's been associated with. But I said, oh yeah, so what I want to do is I want to play all that clip, because I saw that on what was it? Oh, I saw it on the Neighborhood Talk. So I was like, oh, this would be perfect for the show. So let's hear this fool and what the hell he got to say.
Happens, and it was a blemish on all of us, because I know how much white America reveres Will Smith. And the thinking along the lines in my mind was, hell, if he did that, what would the rest of us do? There are certain things that happen in the lives of an individual where those incidences are used as a license to castigate the rest of us. And that's what I was thinking about when I said what I said Friday about being torn as to wanting to go see the movie, but not wanting to see Will Smith. I wasn't encouraging anybody else not to do it. I was just saying that I was having trouble dealing with it. And something like,
well, good for you, sir. I feel like I heard enough. So, I don't understand what that has to do with anything. Like, I get it. It's like you can't sit and worry about what white people think. White people are always going to have what they think about Black folks, regardless. As long as you entertain them and you shine in their shoes and you being all cute and safe or whatever the case is, yeah, them white folks that you talking about, them saltine, them clear people, they'll love you for whatever. But we can't sit out here worrying about what other people think. The problem with Will has always been kind of looked at as a simp, as weak, as trying to want to be white or whatever, because he's played the game for so long of being squeaky clean and coloring inside the lines and not being those stereotypes, the ratchet, the ghetto, all the other things that white people like to associate to Black stereotypes. But at the end of the day, Will is human. Yes, he did a dumb thing. We've never seen that happen from him before. We've never seen that side of Will Smith before. So we shouldn't even let this be, in my opinion, the one little thing that tarnishes his legacy. That's a little stain, a little bump in the road of his career. But at this point, like I said, I moved on. The people that went to go see the movie have moved on. They just wanted to go see a good old action movie with some people of color in it. They wanted to laugh, and they wanted to see some action and some people getting blown up. And here's the thing, with this movie doing well, now I feel like they're gonna fast track that I Am Legend 2 movie because I don't know what's been going on with that. We've been waiting for them to start filming that. So what's going on with that, Mr. Smith? You and Michael B. Jordan, or as I like to call him, Bakari, because that's his middle name. So, like, I'm ready. I'm already, ready for the sequel. Well, we already know, quiet as it's kept, that with this movie making the money that it made, they already got Bad Boys 5 in the cooker, ready to rack up the script and get it out and running. And I'm here for it. I'll be watching it. But don't take too long with these sequels, because y'all be taking too long in between years to be releasing the sequel. So I'm here for that. I'm here for the sequel to I Am Legend with Bakari and whatever other movies that Will Smith has down the pipeline. I'm ready to move on. That Emancipation movie, that bomb, because I'm tired of slave pictures. I'm tired of watching black people in torture and all that other stuff. Like, I'm tired of seeing black pain being celebrated on the screen. That's why I don't watch no slave movies, and I don't watch nothing to come out of Tyler motherfucking Perry Productions, because it's all ridiculous. Like, I can't get into the whole, like, there's got to be other representation of seeing black people in other roles besides either being a slave, being a single baby mama, or being an abuser. All the shit that Tyler Perry and them old $2 scripts that he be writing and putting out there for y'all to watch for y'all entertainment. Y'all keep paying to go see that foolishness. But that's what y'all do. I'm gonna go see Bad Boys for Life. When that comes out. But anyway, let me wrap up this story because I feel like I'm going too long on it. But anyway, what do you guys think of this story? Did you enjoy the film? Are you gonna support Will Smith? Are you still mad at Will Smith over what he did? Or have you all, like many others and millions of people at the box office that went to see this film, have moved on and was just ready to just have a good time and laugh and eat some popcorn and turn the brain off for 2 hours and not have to think about all the craziness going on out in the real world, which you had to do once the credits started to roll? So let me know in the comments down below.